Good evening, race fans, and welcome to tonight's coverage of the Area 51 Truck Sunday Superspeedway Series here on Green White Checkered TV. We've got 75 laps of action scheduled for this evening here. This wonderful Sunday night at Talladega Superspeedway in the sim, 65 degrees in the air, and it is a beautiful night for some sim racing for sure. Second race of the season, we saw a great battle last week. Gabe Butler taking home the win, first of the season. See if he can repeat or if we'll have a different winner for tonight. We are currently settling the score for qualifying as there's about 2.5 minutes left in the single car qualifying session there. You see cars zooming around the speedway as they look to try and grab that pole position for tonight and get settled in for, again, those 75 laps. We'll be joined here, actually in a moment there, by Matt Wagner. Matt, how you doing tonight? And are you ready for some sim racing?
Actually, I'm kind of proud to say I'm a Indy 500 winner here. Feels pretty dang good, but we're on the trucks now, so Talladega. Okay, well, me and sim racing have some goods and bads. Some of these drivers here tonight. It's actually we got a stacked field here tonight. I'm sitting here looking at the list. There's quite a few trucks here. I just thank you guys for joining here tonight.
Yeah, it should be a blast as we got just over a minute left here in the single car qualifying session. So 75 laps, Talladega, fairly, definitely one of our standard tracks that we've seen quite a bit of over the seasons here at Area 51. But no two races sometimes are the same, and we'll be looking forward to seeing what unfolds for tonight's events. But we'll bring that starting grid up for you in just a moment when we get there. But Matt, anything in particular that you're looking towards to seeing tonight?
Well, I'm looking at the drivers list. There's one name in particular I have not seen hop on the trucks for quite some time. Quabi Brooks, Gael's brother, is actually racing here tonight. I'm kind of interested to see how well he does. I kind of take a peek on him every now and then.
Yeah, good to see Kwabi joining the field. Obviously, also son of Jim Brooks as well, who will also be in the field tonight. So a little father-son duo, and yeah, I'm subbing in for Gael tonight. He's done plenty of sim racing himself this weekend, so he's
Oh,
getting a little
I'm
bit of
wore
a
out.
break, and he's getting a little break. So I'm gonna have to step in here and do the broadcasting duties for tonight. And looks like we just finished our qualifying, so we can bring that race grid up for you now. Steve Karosik there, he is going to grab that pole with a 55.482 second lap. And to his outside, Vicente Guerrero had the pole last week, came home second. Going to try and do the opposite here tonight and get that first one of the season in that number 14 machine, but he'll be outside pole for starters. Dean Wilkinson there, TW Motorsports entry, is going to be second car in the inside lane, and last week's winner, Gabe Butler, and that number 88 for Team Bootnaka Esport, he is outside of row number 2. Dude Conrad rounds out the top 5 starting positions, and Rick Sanchez is going to start just to his outside in that number 5 in the 6th position. Mike Rimkus and Tom Dixon, they're going to stand side by side on row number 4. And Jeremy Osborne and Eric Laurie are going to round out the top 10 starting positions for tonight. Coppy Brooks with a nice qualifying effort there. He's going to start 11th. Jack Walls in the number 83 to his outside, rounding up that first page of the grid for you there. Second page here, Ambrose Kniebel of Blind Squirrel Racing. It's going to be on the inside of Ryan Decker in the 48 machine. He's got a sponsor there. Sensi is also one of the sponsors of the broadcast, and appreciate them hopping on board to sponsor both Ryan and the broadcast in the series. So appreciate that and all that they do here, and should be a good race for them tonight. But moving on, we've got Corey Buskirk and Frank Ranger Jr. on row number 8. Jason Bogart and Jacob Lee of the Highlighter Bros. He's going to start outside of row number 9 with Nick Wing and Kevin Freese. behind them. Kevin, the first to elect not to qualify. He's going to start 20th in the field tonight. Patrick Groover and Seth Groover are actually going to line up nose to tail, but Patrick's on the inside. Matt Wagner will not be joining us tonight, but he will be here in the broadcast booth, so we'll promote Jim Brooks to the 22nd starting position, and then Seth Groover will start 23rd. And we've got a third page to bring up here. William Lake and Bob Fitzgerald qualifying there on the 13th row, and then Bud Steele and Brandon Briggs to round out the field for tonight. As you see our pole sitter Steve Karosik starting to roll off. Pace car underway, and we will be green flagged the next time we see the start-finish line.
Wow. Quite a big field here. 27 trucks.
Yeah, some good numbers. You'd like to see that.
Oh, yeah.
Have to actually use the all of the second page of the rolling tower there, so you'll see 11th through 20th, and then 21st through 28th. Obviously, Matt not joining, and it looks like Jacob Lee also not making the grid. So Jacob Lee will not be joining us, unfortunately, and that'll leave 26 trucks in contention for the win here tonight, as these half-ton trucks go to do battle on the high banks, 2.6566, whatever you want to call it, mile oval of Talladega Superspeedway. What's going through your head as you're rolling down the backstretch here, Matt? You're getting ready, getting in the zone, ready for this restart in these 75 laps. What are you thinking here as a driver?
What am I thinking here as a driver? Stay out of trouble, 100%. I'll probably pull the guy out and go straight to the back. Be wary of the little miscues, every now and then. The starts of these super speedway races, but you got to be patient. I've learned from the past with these guys. You got to have luck on your side, 100%. And one last thing, I say this every time we broadcast together, Boomer, pit stops.
Those are always important, and I'm sure they will come into play here tonight. We had quite a bit of green flag action here at Talladega in the Xfinity Series on Thursday night, and we will be looking forward to see more of that action here tonight. But we've got 75 laps to settle the score. And Steve Karosik, winner on Thursday night, is going to lead us down to the green flag long tri-oval here at Talladega Superspeedway as they get up through the gearboxes of those 4-speed transmissions. 500 to 600 horsepower screaming in these trucks, and they are underway. Lap number 1 here at Talladega Superspeedway.
Oh, just to mention to you, Boomer, Jacob Lee did make it in the session. Unfortunately, he started right off pit road, and he's rolling off right now into turn number 1. Tough break for him. He's probably going to need a caution to catch back up.
Yep, you see him there. He is going to be able to at least get out on track, so thankfully did not. He missed the grid, but did not miss the race. But it's going to take definitely a caution, as you mentioned early on, to get him back up into this mix. As you see, the field is already well into turn 3. They're getting up to speed. Going to have a head of steam by the time they get back around to the start-finish line.
So far, 2x2. I don't see any three wide action. Well, not yet. How about that?
Yeah, not yet. Oh, we got action in the front of Dean Wilkinson. Is gonna,
oh boy.
No, it's the 88 of Gabe Butler is going to get sideways.
Wow.
That is going to bring out the first yellow of tonight. That was very early.
I hope I didn't. Yeah, let's just leave it like that.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
You see that happening at the front of the pack. Let's see if we can try and take you back to where that started.
Gabe Butler's truck was all torn up.
See if we can take it back there. You see, get the focus on Gabe Butler there. We'll rewind it just a second here. Try to see if we can see where this kind of started. Just heading into the corner, you just kind of see Five's getting a good push into the corner there. That's Rick Sanchez. Just kind of slides across the rear decklet of the 88. and gets into him a little bit there, or at least doesn't get into him, but gets him a little loose, and you see that's not much for the 88 to be able to hold on to, and he makes big contact with the 5 in the outside wall. The 071, the 411 getting a little bit of contact there. The 83 getting some contact. 17 not able to check up in time. He's going to get into it. Ryan Decker gets a little piece of it as well, and I'm sure others are involved as we have that first yellow of the night. Looks like quite a bit of cars able to get down to the apron or even into the grass and keep it clean. The 54 there, you see him checked up in time. Pretty clean Toyota Tundra back there for him, for Patrick there. So, yeah, we'll jump back live, though. We'll see if anybody's going to be coming down to take pit stops here.
I'm looking at that back. It looks quite weird how that happened.
Yeah.
I think, you know what? I really, truly think it could be a slight little net code bump from the 27.
Yeah, you kind of saw him like slide across, but not sure if he was making contact with the rear bumper or not. But anyway, it was kind of a weird circumstance, and I mean, nothing really. Called it originally as Dean Wilkinson, the 55, but it was obviously the 88. Was looking at a pair of bright numbers that look similar, and it was the 88 getting turned sideways there. You see he's going to probably grab that fast repair, maybe not grab some, just grab some damage repair. I'm not sure, but a couple drivers are going to stay out here, led by Corey Buskirk, Brandon Briggs, Steve Karosik, Vicente Guerrero, and it looks like, Corey Buskirk and Brandon Briggs are the only two that are staying out here. Steve Karosik and everyone on back has pitted. And with that, we are going to take our first commercial break of the night.
At Scentsy, we love fragrance, how it makes us feel, how it connects us to our deepest memories, how sharing those memories connects us with each other.
And as it turns out, there's a lot of people who feel the same way and share Scentsy's core values of simplicity, authenticity, and generosity. Our beautiful campus in Meridian, Idaho welcomes employees, consultants, and the community year-round.
That's why we've grown from selling just warmers and wax to selling a complete line of products, so you can fill your life with fragrance no matter where your day takes you.
Whether it's fun partnerships with beloved brands, innovative, high-performing cleaning products, laundry care that smells as good as it works, or personal care products to create your signature scent, Scentsy products are made to share.
Maybe that's why our culture has always felt like family. We call it Scentsy Spirit. It's a feeling of love, acceptance, generosity, and community that we share freely with everyone we meet. And we welcome you to experience it yourself. Like it? Buy the product. Love it? Host a get-together with your friends. Want more? Start your own Scentsy business. You can earn amazing trips around the world and rewards. You can work your business whenever and wherever you want, giving you more time for the things and people that matter most. Ask your Scentsy consultant for more info.
And we are back here. First caution out of the way. So we don't have to commentators curse that one through the rest of the broadcast, but...
Yeah, please don't. I don't want to do it again.
Rick Sanchez and Gabe Butler getting together, making a little bit of contact, and looks like both of them are trying to repair some damage. Gabe Butler's actually back on pit road, trying to repair a little bit of damage there coming down. Quite a few drivers coming back down to get an extra lap or two of fuel. So Corey Buskirk and Brandon Briggs still are the only two that did not come down pit road on this pit cycle. So Corey's going to restart at the head of the field. Vicente Guerrero is going to be to his outside. Then Dean Wilkinson, Brandon Briggs, and Mike Rimkus in the top five. 5 laps down, 70 to go. And pretty much anything can happen at this point because, like I said, we got that first yellow out of the way real early.
By the way, that caution was a big break for Jacob Lee. You remember he started in the
Yes,
pits?
it was. Absolutely.
And now he's sitting here at 11th spot right now. I'm guessing he just took fuel only on that stop, which will give him track position. But Gabe Butler did take that fast repair there, Boomer. And I was watching when he came down pit road first time. He didn't take it, and no front end. So that's something to be told as we get into the latter stages of the race. But we're going back here green here.
Here we go. You see all the cars in the back of the field. They are single file as they come through the tri-oval. Everyone's single file, pitted twice to get a little extra fuel in these trucks. As we are back underway again, Corey Busker leading the field to the green flag here, lap 6. He's going to get a good push from Dean Wilkinson on the inside lane.
Pretty spread out. That's quite surprising.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a gap there, quite a bit that we were not maybe expecting, but there's about a 7-car breakaway. Not going to be enough to split the field, but there's definitely a noticeable hole in it right now as you'll see those guys starting to catch back up. Bud Steele in the outside lane getting a good push from the one of William Lake at the moment. But we are seeing a few stragglers farther on back.
I'm looking toward the back half of the field. I'm seeing pretty much, let's see, the 8 truck, 071, the 88, 25, and 27 there. Just remember, Gabe doesn't have that fast repair, so I'm guessing they are being mindful and being very careful to try to keep their truck clean.
Yes, he owes us a wreck up ahead of him.
We got a spinner.
We got a couple spinners down. It looks like, it's hard to see, hard to tell who that was. Trying to see if we can come back and catch him. Yeah, it looks like Corey Buskirk was actually involved there.
No? What?
Yeah, Corey Buskirk got some damage in the front end, and Vicente Guerrero.
Wow.
Not a lot of damage for the 14, but...
that was the leader of the race!
Yeah, we need to back that up and see where that started. So we got the blimp cam here.
Oh, okay.
We'll see here in just a second. Coming down the backstretch. 14's coming down. Not quite clear.
Nope, not
contact.
one bit. Yep. That's...
So Vicente comes down. Doesn't look like he got too much damage, but a big hit for the 98 and a big side swipe for the 14. So damage for both of those guys. For sure, definitely going to need a fast repair for, I would assume, the 998 of Corey. 14 might be able to get away without a fast repair, but that's definitely going to be quite a bit of damage for both of those guys. Yeah, definitely was not expecting that green or that yellow flag to come back out so soon, but here it is, and got a little more calamity. Pretty much, actually, apologies. We actually stayed green under that whole time.
Yes, we did.
So, yes. We're paying attention now. But yeah, green flag. We assumed the yellow came out, but it did not. So Steve Karosik actually has the lead. We are still under green flag. Kevin Freese has fallen into the second place in the inside row at the moment here. And you'll see 3 wide action as the 54, the 88, and the 32 have found their way to the top side of the racetrack. And that third lane is starting to form early here.
I thought after those first 2 little incidents, these guys would cut off a little bit, but I'm wrong.
Yeah, we maybe thought so as well, and definitely apologies. Thought that did bring out a caution there, but we are still green flag, and there you see the 55. He's going to get on a line and say, you know what, you guys have your fun. I'm just going to go hang out in the back and avoid some of the chaos that's already happened here in the first 10 laps of this one. Going to promote Jack Walls to the lead there. Got to push off the nose of the 6 of Bud Steele, and now he is clear ahead of the leader in the 27 is going to jump up now to lead that middle lane. As Kevin Freese gives a good push to the 83 in the inside lane, trying to move that along. 54, the 88, and the 48 now lined up nose to tail in the outside lane, trying to make something happen here.
Yep. Jack Wallace sitting there, continues to lead. That outside line, I just don't think it has enough. Maybe that second lane was Stephen Korosek there in the middle, being pushed by Bud Steele. Is Muff Duff in the chat?
He might be. Inside lane is the 83 to 25, and the 81 of Brandon Briggs. Middle lane is the 27, the 6, and the 1. Outside lane is the 54, the 88, and the 48. As the 25 is going to jump up in front of his teammate there.
I'm still going to keep continuing on to root for that 48 truck. He's been so close trying to get his first win here. Go ahead.
I say, what a move by the 25. Sorry to cut you off there, but he jumped up onto the outside of the 83, grabbed a run from his teammate, and out to the lead. And yes, very much indeed, Karen. Very squirrely so far. We had a bit of an incident between the 5 and the 88 that wadded up a few cars, but we are green. And then we saw from the lead, Vicente Guerrero trying to grab a spot on the inside lane and not quite clear of the nose of the 998 of Corey Buskirk, and they are both off of the pace as the yellow did not come out for that. But here's your 12-lap recap. As it's been a little hectic. Only one yellow that came out at lap 2 so far, but definitely a lot more chaos going on here tonight.
I think the chaos is done. I think it's done. I think we're going to go clean and green. Maybe one caution toward the end of the race. Have a nice little fantastic finish, as you would say. And we're still 3 wide here, but they are not giving up.
Yeah, no, they are not. You'll see the 27 is going to jump down in front of the 25 now at the head of this pack. But pretty much everybody is in this pack. We'll check up. Looks like Vicente Guerrero is at the tail end here. And Corey Buskirk actually all by himself. So he is going to be in a bit of a pickle. Vicente is the lucky dog candidate at the moment. Corey Buskirk is without any drafting help. And it looks like Bob Fitzgerald is also off the pace. Quite a few 8 laps down, so not sure what happened to him there, but he is 8 laps down, and there's a wreck as we come back to the field. A bunch of cars wadded up.
Yep.
What was that about one yellow towards the end there, Matt? Oh, wow. So that is 3 incidents so far. And the second yellow of the night, and we'll try and see where that started from, and we'll take a quick replay here.
Abe Butler narrowly escaped that.
I'm gonna go back and watch how it unfolded here. You see, off of 2, the 1's kind of getting squeezed in between the 2 Groover brothers there as he drifts up, and then more contact between the 32 and the 1. Really stacked up in that inside lane. Really not much that the 32 could do to get off the rear bumper of the 1. And big contact on the outside lane for, looks like Tom Dixon and a couple others there. Yeah, the 1's involved. The 8's involved. The 071 gets a big piece of it there. And it looks like it started from the 41 of Jeremy Osborne there, too, with a big hit. And they're wrecking further on back even still, so yeah. Like the 17 and the 411 made some additional contact after the fact, after the initial contact was made. And you see the 1 and the 8 still going for a ride. Seth Groover got spun around, a little bit of contact, a little bit of damage there on the front end of that Toyota, not Tacoma, sorry, Tundra. Doesn't look too bad, actually, but a little bit spun out, a little slow getting back going. And we'll jump back live as looks like pit stops are happening. Patrick Groover's going to lead the field down Followed by Steve Carosa, Kevin Freese, Gabe Butler, Bud Steele, Jack Walls, and it looks like just about everybody is going to be making their way onto pit road here. Couple cars just driving through without a pit stop to come back down the second time without a penalty. Gabe Butler going to come out as your race leader. The 998 of Corey Buskirk was the only one who did not pit, and he should be able to get his lap back here if he doesn't pit. So the lucky dog then should go to Vicente Guerrero, who was at the tail end of that pack, assuming he was not involved, and I don't think he was, because he was quite a bit further on back. But it's Gabe Butler, Patrick Groover, Nick Wing, Bud Steele, and Jack Walls as they come out, expecting Gabe to come back down this second time and get some fuel here, so he may not be the race leader by the time we pit again. But we are going to go into our second commercial break here, and this time it'll be Whiplash Sim Cams.
Good, because my cat's on the fritz right now.
And you see the 88 coming back down pit road, as well as Rick Sanchez, Mike Rimkus, Kawabe Brooks, Patrick Groover, Dude Conrad, and a few others, as they're going to elect to grab a little bit more fuel. From here, it is about, just shy of 60 laps to the end, so everyone should be able to make it on 2 more pit stops. But obviously, coming in now guarantees that a little bit more for 1 lap of fuel. It does make a huge difference, especially if we get into a green flag situation for the rest of this, and who knows, potentially some green-white checkers at the end. So a little bit more fuel for those guys who are trying to have a little bit more of an insurance policy, but the ones at the front here are ready to go and ready to battle it out, trying to grab that track position by not coming down pit road here. So Bud Steele will lead his first laps of the night, as he is in the Navy Ford F-150. It's a Chevy Silverado of Jack Walls to his outside. Jacob Lee there, a good recovery after having to start from the pits. He is now found himself in the 3rd position. Jason Bogart and William Lake up there as well in the top 5. Everybody in the top 5 currently up 10 spots from their starting position. And Bud Steele is actually our biggest mover at 26 positions gained at the moment. So a big move up through the field for Bud Steele, grabbing some track position here under this pit cycle. And we are just about ready to go back green here. You'll see most of the cars lining up single file there on the inside lane. Those are the ones who came down pit road twice, and there are quite a few of them. As you'll see, it pretty stacked out single file. So it's going to take a minute for the pack to form here with just 4 or 5 trucks in the, there's now 3 rows deep. So it'll be a little while before we actually get some side-by-side action. But nonetheless, we should be back green flag in just a moment as we roll through the tri-oval here and get ready for more, hopefully longer green flag run here.
Kitty problems has resolved. I'm sorry that went through. Yeah, sometimes when your cat gets on the fridge, starts doing zoomies around the room, yeah, that's something. But meanwhile, back to 3 wide again, Boomer, and these guys are still not giving up.
Patrick.
Nope, never mind.
slides
Looked
in
like he let
front of
his brother in.
there.
Yep.
Yep. And we are 2 by 2. Jason Bogart's going to lead the outside lane, getting a good push from Ambrose Kniebel there in that 04. Then it's the Gruber brothers, followed by Brandon Briggs and Rick Sanchez in the outside lane. Inside lane, it's the 83 now as he jumps down. The 6 looks like the 21 of Jacob Lee, and then the 1 of William Lake on the inside. Is that third lane starting to form a little bit more now with the 81 and the 5 there, trying to make something happen there on the outside lane. Not quite settled down, not about to settle down for 2 wide action. A little bit of 3 wide action further on back.
How about this? Ambrose Kniebel to the lead. Well, temporary.
For a moment.
For a moment.
Yep. Patrick Gruber's going to slam the door in front of him. So it is the Gruber brothers leading the inside and outside lanes.
It's nice to see that 04 is seeing that thing up front now. Looks like he guys, I know he tells me he lives in pretty much in a remote area. Looks like they got his internet problems fixed, which is great for him.
Yeah, definitely. Really, really difficult to do this when you have a poor internet connection, as he's going to jump to the middle lane now and try to control that as he gets a good push on the backstretch from the 32 of Seth Gruber. And he's going to get clear and away into the lead as the 32 is going to jump down and grab his brother. And the 04 is going to stay there for the push from Rick Sanchez.
Yep. Rick is probably going to give the good push to the 04.
There's another good recovery here. You see Vicente Guerrero coming back up into the top 10.
Yeah.
Fourth in line in the outside lane there. Obviously had the contact as he came down across the nose of Corey Buskirk, but causing, well, wasn't actually a caution. He went 1 lap down. So did Corey, but unfortunately Corey was unable to catch the pack as they came back off pit road in the 14 there. Grabbed the lucky dog, and he is back in the mix as you see them doing all sorts of moves down the backstretch.
I was going to say, there's a lot of jockeying for
big push
position.
for 4 wide down the backstretch now.
Wow, here we go.
4 wide into turn 2, the 83, the 10, the 21. And they're going to make a little contact there, but they're going to sort it out. Back to 3 wide.
We're good. We are good.
That was very impressive to see them collect that the way they did so quickly. Good move. The
Nice.
10 obviously got a little squirrely and thankfully was able to right it and keep it pointed straight.
Yeah, that would have been a huge wreck. Oh, great recovery.
These guys just don't want to back out.
No, they don't. You guys realize that you're about a third of the race in yet? They're probably saying no.
Yeah. A little bit of contact with the outside wall for the 27 there as they push to the 3rd lane there. Man. Yeah, I'm hoping to go to bed at some point tonight, but this might be like the 24 hours of Talladega if this keeps up. But we are, yeah, as you mentioned, Matt, not even to the 1/3 mark in this one. I've been broadcasting for about 40 minutes now, so it's been a spicy one early on.
Yeah, it's like I said, everybody gets a little bit of jitters out of them, and now I think everybody's starting to calm down. Maybe, hopefully. No, we're still 3 wide.
3 wide there. Not as much help in the middle lane. Most of it's up on the top lane there and the bottom. As it looks like the 411 of Tom Dixon's going to get pushed up to the lead there.
Good for him. I think he had a podium last Thursday, which was great for him. Finished 3rd place. But he's looking for a W.
Gruber brothers still control the inside and middle lanes. That is the 411 of Tom Dixon, first car in the outside lane. Rick Sanchez and Kevin Freese. Rick Sanchez is actually going to jump to the high lane now and control it from there. Ooh, contact. Door slamming between the 04 and the 32.
Oh, that
No harm,
was
no
awfully
foul.
close. Yeah.
Yeah, they hit each other pretty broadside. It wasn't going to be, not enough to really knock you sideways or spin you out. So,
Yeah.
definitely some aggressive racing from a lot of people in the pack right now.
Yeah. I'm watching these guys now, and they're racing like it's the last lap.
Yeah, and we're just working on lap 24.
Yeah, 24. Well, your experience last Thursday,
Yeah.
which you would you like to be in the driver's seat of this?
Ooh, 4 wide again. The 27 squeezes, and there's a wreck.
No. Oh, God.
This might be the big one. I think that's the most cars involved. My
Oh,
whole
boy.
screen on SDK has lit up red with names that say crashed.
Oh, boy.
That was a big one.
Oh, Gabe Butler got involved in that one.
Yep. We'll see if we can take it back. We'll focus on, see if we can focus on Steve as we bring it back to the point of caution, because I think he was right around some of the chaos there. He was the one putting it 4 wide there. You see a lot more room in the tri-oval as the 411 just kind of comes down just a little bit. The lanes narrow back up as they come into the short chute, and the 411 is just still trying to follow the 5 into that third lane, and the 27 is still there. So the 25 is going to get hooked. He's going to hook the 5. The 21 is going to get collected. The 83 gets hooked. The 41, the 88, and I think even more further on back are going to get involved in this one as you see cars sliding in. Vicente Guerrero is going to get a little bit of contact. Most vehicles getting to the inside lane here, as you see the looks like the 998 just barely getting through that. It looks like the 51 of Jim Brooks you saw, he made some contact there. Trying to see if I can grab him there. So he made some contact as well. And yeah, that's probably the biggest crash that we've had tonight.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah. I'm looking at Gabe's damage is not that is actually it's repairable, but as far as Kevin Freese and Jeremy Osborne's trucks, they are completely destroyed.
Yeah, that was a big moment here, but we will we'll jump back live here and we'll see these cars coming down pit road as Steve Karosek grabs that first pit stall. Seth Groover and Patrick Groover are going to get away first,
Well,
followed by others. So Seth Groover and Patrick Groover here are going to come out 1-2. William Lake, followed by Bud Steele. And it looks like Jason Bogart is next, followed by Ambrose Kniebel. And then Mike Rimkus, Ryan Decker, Jeremy Osborne, and Kawabe Brooks, your current top 10. And we will take a quick commercial break.
At Scentsy, we love fragrance, how it makes us feel, how it connects us to our deepest memories, how sharing those memories connects us with each other.
And as it turns out, there's a lot of people who feel the same way and share Scentsi's core values of simplicity, authenticity, and generosity. Our beautiful campus in Meridian, Idaho welcomes employees, consultants, and the community year-round.
That's why we've grown from selling just warmers and wax to selling a complete line of products, so you can fill your life with fragrance no matter where your day takes you.
Whether it's fun partnerships with beloved brands, innovative, high-performing cleaning products, laundry care that smells as good as it works, or personal care products to create your signature scent, Scentsy products are made to share.
Maybe that's why our culture has always felt like family. We call it Scentsy Spirit. It's a feeling of love, acceptance, generosity, and community that we share freely with everyone we meet. And we welcome you to experience it yourself. Like it? Buy the product. Love it? Host a get-together with your friends. Want more? Start your own Scentsy business. You can earn amazing trips around the world and rewards. You can work your business whenever and wherever you want, giving you more time for the things and people that matter most. Ask your Scentsy consultant for more info.
Lights are off on the pace car. William Lake and Bud Steele will be at the front of the pack here. Quite a few coming back down pit road a second time. So again, we will have lots of single file cars here on the restart. A lot of trucks that are trying to repair damage. A minute 15 repairs for Tom Dixon and Jack Walls. 33 seconds repairs for Seth Groover there. Minute 50 for Dude Conrad and Jim Brooks. Gabe Butler is sitting at 3 minutes and counting. And unfortunately, because he had to take that fast repair, he is likely out for the race tonight. But one saving grace for one driver, the 998, looks like he was able to get the lucky dog back, and he is back up to the 15th position. So was obviously unfortunate for quite a few drivers there, but fortunate for the 998 after incident with the 14. He is back on the lead lap and going to try and work his way back up to the front once again.
That's good for him. Actually, Gabe Butler made his way back on the track, so he elected to go a lap down just to try and get
some repairs.
get the damage fixed. But it looks like the truck is, bad shape.
Yeah, definitely a lot of damage here as the pace car is going to roll off, and we are going to get ready for green flag action once again.
Now, Boomer, you expect things to calm down?
I have no idea what's going to happen. One of William Lake brings us back up to speed as we start lap 27 after the third caution of the night. Why don't we take a chance to crank it up here on this restart?
Let's see, what am I looking?
Tom Dixon with the top spot at the moment there as you see them down the back straightaway. Lots of movement laterally for these trucks as they are back to 3-wide action very quickly. Tom Dixon jumping at the bottom. He's going to put the 04 of Ambrose Kniebel there.
I just saw the one truck at William Lake. Looks like he decided to
Get out.
either drop to the back and just play it safe, which is actually really smart. It's what I would do.
Yeah,
I know
don't
that's
blame
what
him.
Gaia would do. So let these guys kind of race it out and put yourself in position to win it. That's the way to win these races.
Ooh, a little contact there between the 54 and the 5, but continue, Matt.
Please, these guys need to calm down. Listen, we're 29 laps in, okay, and we're racing like it's like the last lap here. These guys have got to realize you got 3 cautions here in about the span of 30 laps. Some of these drivers are out of fast repairs. I know some of the guys are in the back playing, the conservative game, which would pretty much benefit from the guys who are back there, and hopefully the guys in front would wreck, and that's how they're racing. That's how I would race, but yeah, now we're 30 laps in the books, and these guys are still 3-wide, Boomer.
Yeah, you see the big moves coming from the 5 and the 25 to get down to the bottom as the third lane fizzles out a little bit there. It's still being worked on by the 8 and the 54, it looks like there. But yeah, most of the field now in the inside lane, a few in the middle lane, and a little more calmed down, but definitely some big moves. People are trying to get to the front and trying to stay there. A lot of these guys are racing like they have not used their fast repair yet, and there's not a lot of people that still have that fast repair left, but we'll have to see how it unfolds. I know a lot of cars are racing with some damage. It looks like Gabe Butler, Ryan Decker, and Eric Laurie are all well off the pace here. Bob Fitzgerald's having some issues of his own. He's still actually on pit road, so probably likely going to be the end of his night. But the 25 is going to move up in front of the 14 there and try to control that outside lane. There's only about 5 cars there in the outside lane, 4 of them organized at the front of this pack. It's the 25, the 14, looks like not the 21, that's the 411 of Tom Dixon, as Steve Carell in the 27 is going to jump down behind the 5, the 04, and the 41. So Rick Sanchez and 2 Blind Squirrel Racing teammates of Jeremy Osborne and the 04 of Ambrose Kniebel. As it settles down a little bit here, lap 32 we're working on now. Not quite to the halfway point, but a few laps away from that as the 14 is gonna, or the 5 is gonna go for a ride. And it's not gonna bring out a caution, but Rick Sanchez gets shuffled out of the lead here, and he's gonna bring it to a stop.
Ouch.
And park it.
I don't blame him.
No, I don't either. Let's see if we can back up a little bit. Oh, here we go. Yep. So you see the 04 just pushing, and man, that's a similar situation to what the 5 did to the 88 at the beginning of the race. I don't think there was any harm in that, but man, that was a big shot for the 5. Hit broadside like that. Thankfully, this is only virtual racing, because that would have hurt real bad in real life. But he is going to retire that 5, and unfortunately, that should be his night. But we'll jump back live as Vicente Guerrero has taken over the race lead. He's being pushed by the 25 of Kevin Freese and the 04 of Ambrose Kniebel, the 411 and the 27. And the 25 joining up them in the outside lane as well, as there's so much movement side by side. You see down the back straightaway with that camera shot.
I think they heard me over the broadcast.
I don't think they did. I really don't think they did.
Well, they're too wide now. I mean, at least they ain't
that urgency's still
like
there.
Yeah, I know. Look, we've seen, Rick have some of these absolute, netcode bumps and everything. We saw, what was it, a week ago or 2 weeks ago? I think me and Gael saw it. And there was another one at iRacing Superspeedway where his car got punted like 2 feet in front of him. I remember that one exactly. And he's got the worst luck I've ever seen. But, we got to look at the bigger picture here as Vince takes the lead and slides right up front from Kevin Freese there.
A little calmer for the moment. It's 14-25 and the 04 still working inside lane. The 411 and the 27 outside lane. But Bud Steele, the Patrick and Seth Groover, the Groover brothers, I meant to say, lined up there, finally finding their way up to the outside lane, and then the 81 of Brandon Briggs. A little bit of a gap there, back to Mike Rimkus in 14th. He's kind of leading the charge of all the guys who are at the moment just settling down and letting laps click off. You see Frank Ranger Jr., Corey Buskirk there, 2 guys involved in a few early crashes, have used their fast repairs, so they're just sitting back there waiting for the opportunity to strike and try to click a few more of these laps off before we get back to, or they get back to some more intense racing. But at the front there's a little less urgency, but there's still some big moves, big shoves being made. 25 and the 14 now break away on the inside as the 04 is going to jump to the outside, try to pick up the 411 and make something happen up there.
Yeah, it's I kind of don't blame those guys on the single file back there. It's mind your P's and Q's. The guys who don't have their fast repair remaining after running single file, but I don't know where Gabe Butler is on track. I haven't even looked to see if he's close to being a lap down on it, because I know he's well off the pace.
Yeah, we'll go see. He's back here with the 071, both quite a bit of damage and off the pace, but they are just in front of the leaders actually now, it looks like. So no, the leaders are in 3 and 4, and I think they're actually in 1 and 2 there. So, oh no, nope, they are actually just ahead of them. So you saw them in the short shoot. So, so our pack will be catching the 88 and the 071 shortly. Looks like Rick Sanchez is not being scored, and I'm showing him. Yeah, him and Ryan Decker look like they have both retired for the night. But Vicente Guerrero continues to lead this pack here. And we'll see as they're going to catch the lap car of the 88 and the 071 here in just a moment. They're going to jump down to the apron. Very, very kind, good sportsmanship from the Team Bootnaka drivers to get out of the way and let the leaders continue.
That's the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that.
It's tough because if you catch, sometimes you can get away with it where you can still go full throttle and pull off of the apron. But if you're ever in a position where, you have, obviously they're underpowered anyway. They're probably going to lose the draft again, even if they, even if they were able to catch it, right? So, but yeah, sometimes you just have to lift. I know I've had to lift going into turn 1 on the apron as a lap car to, let the 3 wide pack go by without causing any issues, because, if they're 3 wide and you're a lap car, it's going to be nothing but chaos if you're trying to jump up, especially to the outside lane and try to hold it there. It's just not going to work, and
yeah. Yeah, it's a better pill to swallow, you know what I mean? It's terrible feeling going a lap down and letting these guys by. It's like, oh man, well off the base, hoping for a yellow, and you probably won't get the yellow. But been there, done that, Boomer.
For sure. Well, we have surpassed the halfway point. Ambrose Knievel is going to get that lap led there with the help of Tom Dixon in the outside lane. Vicente Guerrero leads the inside with the 41 of Jeremy Osborne. And Jack Walls in the 83 unsponsored Chevy Silverado.
By the way, Boomer.
Yeah.
Pit stops.
Oh.
They are coming soon.
Oh wow! Holy cow! We might actually get there. Yeah, looks like most of the field last pit under caution on lap 25. So we are, within about 5 to 6 laps from seeing that tonight.
Yep. We're gonna get there.
I hope so.
Oh, don't be Mr. Doubtful.
If the beginning of this race is any indication, you should be scared too.
No, well, if I was in the back, I'd be laughing. That's
There
just
we go,
me.
3 wide action again.
Oh, here they go.
Steve and Kevin are trying to get around the 411 and the 81. I don't know if they're going to have... They had enough momentum to get the outside. I don't know if they're going to have enough momentum to make that pass happen. They're going to stall out as it's just 2 trucks and 2 trucks in the middle lanes and the outside lanes. I'm actually surprised that they're making as much headway as they are down the backstretch here, but who knows? They might make enough headway, but I think the inside lane is going to eventually prevail. As you see, yeah, the 04 and the 14 are now clear on the inside. With the 41 lined up there, but you see a couple of laps to pit stops. So these guys are just trying to grab a couple spots before the pit cycle, and you'll see the 27 and 25 are going to back down out of that, and they're going to rejoin that middle lane, and 25 is going to get all the way to the bottom, actually.
It looks like the 25 is going to check up and let the 27 in. Wow, the 411 and 81 is pretty much all hung out to dry, pretty much.
Yeah, they should be able to stay up there with decent track position, but they're going to have some issues trying to get down to the bottom, but that was very, very well executed by the 25 and the 27. Obviously, once the 25 finds the spot, he does a little brake check and gives the position to his teammate there, so it helps to have friends. As looks like Brandon Briggs is going to get down, and the 411 is going to try to do the exact same thing. A few spots back, a little bit of a tighter move for them, but they made it happen.
We got some takers right now, Boomer. I'm seeing it lighten up. Here they come.
There's a bunch of cars coming down pit road this time led by the 14 of Vicente. Looks like everybody gets down clean. Good
thing, no speeding penalties on that. That was really good.
couple sliding through some boxes or stopping short, but looks like we're in a good spot here. As we come down the backstretch, the 27 and 25 have found themselves back at the front of this one. Brandon Briggs there in the 81, followed by the Groover brothers and the 55 of Dean Wilkinson, as well as the 53 of Kawabe Brooks. And we'll see if they come down pit road this time by. They are going to, and that should be the rest of the field. A bold decision looks like by Kawabe to stay out by himself here.
Oh boy.
But it looks like everybody else gets down on pit road okay.
Well, that's what you get for not racing for quite some time, I guess. But he's gonna have to pit next time.
He's trying to save that extra lap of fuel there.
Well, he actually did catch up to somebody, but I don't think he make a big of a difference here.
So we're going to follow Vicente Guerrero here. So this is the first pack that pitted. He's actually going to get freight trained by the 04, who's having a bit of an internet connection issue there. The 83, the 21, the 41, the 6. So this is going to be the first group that pitted. And then the second group that pitted is actually this group coming out of pit exit here. So that's the 25 and the 27 leading the charge, followed by the Groover brothers and then Brandon Briggs and Nick Wing. So Kawabe is going to make his way lonely down pit road there and get his first green flag pit cycle done.
Yeah, I would go for the no fuel strat here. Just trying to make up so much time here.
Steve Karosik there is leading this group. Go ahead, Matt.
Oh, he was going to say he just took plus side tires, and
there's still a good amount of momentum here for this first group that pitted, as the second group is trying to get back up to speed, but you see they're going to stall out right around. So Jack Wallace is going to stall out right around the 55 of Dean Wilkinson and the the one was already in the pack there. So they're going to, that's Nick Wing and Dean Wilkinson that they're going to catch here. But I don't think they're going to catch up to anybody else. So Steve Karosik, Kevin Freese, Patrick Groover, and Seth Groover have now distanced themselves to the pack. It looks like Seth is hanging back just a little bit, but Brandon Briggs is about a second off of them, and he is actually closing, it looks like. So moved by, looks like Seth Groover to try and get the field back up together. Definitely, very, very sportsmanlike move for him to try and get the rest of the field back up to them. As it looks like Brandon Briggs, Nick Wing, and pretty much everybody who pitted on the first or the second cycle is going to be able to get up to them. As Kawabe Brooks is also going to catch up to the back of Mike Rimkus. So everybody who was on the lead lap there, it looks like, is going to be able to stay in this group. It looks like Tom Dixon actually is back in 19th place. Not sure what happened for him. I know he was up there at one point, but
yeah, he was.
He's no longer up there. So it's now currently a 3-car breakaway of Steve Karosik, Kevin Freese, and Patrick Groover. As Seth Groover has dropped back a little bit to catch the rest of the pack. And these guys should have no problem having enough momentum to catch up to our top 3 at the moment. So Brandon Briggs is going to be a good push to the 32. Should get the rest of that pack all up into one group, and that will be through 17th, actually through 16th place, will be on in the lead pack.
Well, Boomer, I think he made the same mistake you did on Thursday. He took 4 tires at stop.
Who was that?
Tom Dixon.
Yep. Yeah, he did, definitely. That'll happen.
Yeah, it's a rough one.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Boomer. You learned something. So. Especially these guys. These guys are good. I mean, you got to give these guys credit.
Oh yeah. No. It definitely. I mean, I'm not trying to undersell myself. Like I've done pretty good on plate racing. I mean, obviously, most of my best league wins are in plate races where you have opportunities to kind of even that playing field out. And I'll be honest, I've learned stuff from this broadcast that helps me out in my own leagues. But for whatever reason, the execution was just gone for me on Thursday, running here at Area 51 for in-race reporter. But hoping to do better on my my next effort. But it's unfortunate for Tom Dixon. I feel your pain because I literally did that on Thursday in this league. So It happens.
Yeah, yes, it does. And you just don't be a victim of that. I think Eric Laurie is uh, about to go, I guess, 10 laps down now.
Yeah, we'll see as the ticker comes back through on the tower there, but it's more than one, unfortunately, for him. Yeah, it'll be 10 by the time they pass him. Gabe is 5 laps down, Dude Conrad 1 lap down, and Frank Ranger Jr. as well as looks like William Lake are going to be by themselves and going to be caught by our leaders fairly soon, I would think.
Yeah, William had a pit violation, which actually was I think it's technically a drive-through for that one, and he had to serve that on the green, which is unfortunate for him. You'll take a caution for some of these guys like Jim Brooks, Quavi Brooks, Tom Dixon, William Lake, and Frank Ranger. They are definitely going to need a yellow.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to make it difficult there. Yeah, there's a few different groups of people off the pace there. Corey, you kind of mentioned some of it. Corey Buskirk and Mike Rimkus are about 9.5 seconds off the lead. Quabi Brooks, Tom Dixon, and Jim Brooks have found each other, and they are going to be about 28 seconds off the lead. Thankfully, they've got 3, which helps quite a bit, but as you mentioned, William Lake, Frank Ranger Jr. there, as well as Dude Conrad are all in danger there. They are single cars looking to get lapped fairly quickly here as we come around to lap 50, and that was a much calmer middle third of this race than the first third was there, Matt.
Yep, sure was. And guess what? We still got one more pit stop to go. These guys cannot make it the rest of the way.
Yeah, but it should be one for everybody, which should help. So one final pit stop. Just the way that the cautions fell, that third caution there, it gave everybody pretty much locked in the opportunity to go 2 pit stops to the end. And we're going to see here everybody last pitting on lap 42 or 43 for the most part. So we're going to have to go a few more laps, but the window to the end is going to open in about 3 to 4 laps.
I expect some of these guys to pit around maybe about 61, 62. Maybe just to get off the pit road, a little bit quicker, just to fill the tank, just to get to the end. Some of these guys might be stretching out just a little bit further to save enough fuel in case we do have a green, white checker finish.
Yeah, I will say, though, I was very impressed with how many people came onto pit road in the first and second group of green flag pit cycle there, and all got down to speed. I mean, we didn't see a single pit road speeding penalty on that whole cycle with how many cars. So obviously it would be nice, like you mentioned, to try and come down when it's a little bit quieter with a smaller group of some of your friends. But it was definitely a very great effort for to turn it around after the first bit of calamity that we saw tonight, to have some really nice green flag pit cycle.
Yep, sometimes maybe a little bit too gentle. As I'm looking at Jason Bogart and Jeremy Osborne all the way back in 12th and 13th. They are just ever so slight getting the whiff. Who is that ahead? I can't see who that is. Wait a minute, that is Jason Bogart that Jeremy Osborne is. Okay.
Yeah. So they should be able to find each other. They're about 7 seconds off the leader and bleeding a little bit of time. They're not going to be able to catch up to that lead pack, but they should be able to stay on the lead lap for the rest of the race if they find each other and stay together. Same with Corey Buskirk and Mike Rimkus, who have also found the lap car of, the tail end of the lead lap, Ambrose Kniebel. As you see, we'll jump back here, and the leaders are about half a track behind them, it looks like. 27 of Steve Karosik is going to continue to click off some more laps led, the 25, 54, and the 32. They came out ahead on that last pit flag, green flag pit cycle, and they have stayed there ever since. Obviously, the 32 of Seth Groover hanging back just a little bit and working with the rest of the pack there to get everyone through 11th back up to the lead pack. Had he not done that, it's not a guarantee that the rest of these cars from 5th to 11th would have been able to hold on to this draft. So that was definitely, like we mentioned, a sportsmanship move for the 32 of Seth Groover, as he's going to continue to compete here. Had a pretty solid night, and obviously finds himself in the top 4. And really, you mentioned at the beginning, the top of the show, Matt, it's really going to come down for everybody here to this final green flag pit cycle, I'm going to imagine.
Yep, I suspect some of these guys, you know, fuel. Tell all your buddies, I'm taking no fuel. I'm sorry, we're taking fuel, no tires, and just go on and just try to break away from the pack, execute on pit road. We'll see what happens from there. I know Kevin Freese is pretty good at it. I know Steven, he's really good at it. And Patrick and Seth, they just sitting there kind of lurking, just waiting there, buying their time.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's pretty quietly just, biding their time, just trying to get to that green flag pit cycle and see what happens here.
We're just maybe about 5, 6 laps away from there.
Yeah, the window to the end is open, but it's only been a few laps since these guys have pit, so it is lap 55 right now, so it's only been about 12 laps since these guys have pit, so at this point we could see anybody coming pretty soon, but probably going to be in the next about 10 laps before, probably about 10 to go, will be by the time everyone makes their final pit stop.
Right. Like I said, there could be a couple of people who short pit, because right now, the window, I think the window's open now.
Yeah, no, the window's definitely open. It opened a couple laps ago.
Yeah, so you're probably right, Boomer. Would you top off the tank?
I mean, I would be. Yeah, I would be trying to. I probably would want to hang out and go as late as possible. I don't think I would be short pitting this at all.
Right.
It just doesn't make any sense. I know we've talked about it a million times here on the broadcast, but the later you go, the less fuel you can also put in the car towards the end to guarantee you'll have enough. But we'll see. I mean, I don't see anybody short pitting this. I really don't. I think everybody's going to just ride it out as long as they can. Though we have seen in the past where if you short pit, you know you have enough fuel. You come down with a group of people that are very committed to making a lot of time in a small pack, you absolutely can run away from the field. So it just kind of depends on circumstances and how the rest of the pit cycle works out and who all comes with you and who comes at different times. But we have seen where short pitting can work. But as far as, typically the safest thing for cautions or for, having enough fuel to the end, it's always to go as long as possible.
Yeah, maybe I'm too conservative. I would like to take a little bit more fuel, probably about 10 to go, but probably about 1 or 2 gallons more. But
yeah,
you got to figure if all that time you're spending on pit road, is that going to cost you the draft? More than likely. Some of these other guys would just feel like they get to the end.
Right.
But it's a question mark. What do you want to do? And that's what kind of got me confused sometimes. But
yeah, I mean, you're definitely not going to fill it all the way up, which is helpful. But I mean, it's funny how this race started out and how we're going now with 17 laps to go, looping single file. Pretty much since the last green flag pit cycle about 15 laps ago. So we will. I mean, with 10 to go, it's definitely going to be very urgent for this final green flag pit cycle here, as we should be getting to that within the next 3 to 4 laps or so. Yep, actually there's a few there. Yep.
Yeah, speaking of that, Jim Brooks, Quabi Brooks, Tom Dixon, I think. Is that Mike Rimkus?
Bud Steele, Jack Walls.
Yep.
A couple cars that actually already come down. Jim Brooks, Tom Dixon still, he's making his service. Kawabe, Frank Ranger Jr. is also in that time. So, Jack Walls, Bud Steele, Jason Bogart, Jeremy Osborne. coming off of pit road
Oh.
about now.
I am getting the warning that that Patrick is pitting. I think him and his brother are pitting.
Okay.
How does Steven and Kevin react?
And the rest of the pack is going to come, it looks like.
Yep.
A little bit of a lock up there for a few, but looks like we all get sorted. That is a big pack. 9 trucks, 9 or
Good.
more. Definitely more than...
Yeah.
Oh, the Goober brothers make a little contact.
Ooh, that's
Ooh.
okay.
Driving through a bunch of stalls is the 88
Yeah.
of Gabe Butler. Very interesting. So we'll see who comes off first here.
Like what I said, Boomer. Steven took fuel only.
Steve,
Same with
Kevin,
Kevin. Yeah.
Patrick, Vicente, Brandon, Nick, Jacob, and then Seth. And they're going to come out ahead. We'll see. So Jack Walls in this group. Jack Walls and Bud Steele are linked up together. Are they going to have enough momentum to carry themselves to the front of this pack or not? We'll wait and see down the backstretch, as I think they're going to have a good shot to get quite a ways up there. They're definitely going to, I think they're going to pass Seth here coming down the backstretch. Let's see if we can
Oh no!
bring up.
Dean Wilkinson got a speeding penalty coming in pit road. He's still sitting there. Unfortunate for Dean.
Here we go, trying to figure it out. Well, it looks like it took me long enough to figure out how to bring the speeds back up, but you see Seth Groover there, the 83 and the 6, we're up to speed. Was trying to find that for the backstretch to see the difference in the speed, but was a little slow to it. But anyway, the 83 and the 6 are going to settle in behind Seth for now. Steve Karosik, Kevin Freese, Patrick Groover, and Vicente Guerrero were your top 4 as they came off of pit road. Brandon Briggs is about a half a second back and gaining. Nick Wing is also back there. Brandon Briggs is actually, who's he drafting with? Oh, he's drafting with the 8 of Dude Conrad, who is the first car 1 lap down.
Yep.
And then you've got Nick Wing, the highlighter bro, Jacob Lee, and then Seth Groover, Jack Walls, and Bud Steele. So we only lost one of our contenders in the top 11 that were in that front pack. And I believe, actually not entirely sure if that was Dean Wilkinson or not, but it's not surprising if it was, because he had a 40-second penalty there. So that was the first penalty, one penalty on green flag pit stops, and unfortunately it was on the money stop tonight for the 55.
I'm trying to see. The brothers got separated a little bit.
Yeah, I think, well, we saw them make contact on pit road. Not sure if that messed them up.
Oh no!
Oh,
That's
they're
gonna be
crashing in
yellow.
the back. Yep.
That's
No
gotta be
yellow so far.
Yep, there it is.
There it is. Jack Walls, Bud Steele. Maybe the 88. Let's take it back. It's already happening by now, but... Oh, the 04 and the 32 making some contact, and the 04 making some big contact there. Let's rewind that further and see if we can make sense of what actually happened here. So we're coming down the back stretch. Oh, that's right, because this is where the lap cars of Ambrose Kniebel and Gabe Butler on the inside there. Probably rewound a little too far, but that's okay. I don't think many people are going to be pitting anyway, because it's by the end of the race. I don't think anybody really needs fuel to go to the end. So we'll watch this here. Is the 04 and the 88. Definitely a little slow on speed. 88 rejoins the racing surface. And we'll try to see if we can watch Jack Walls here. The 04 kind of drifts down, and I don't think the 32 was expecting him to do that. He comes back up, and then the 32 kind of comes up
You know,
into him. That was kind of a
you
weird
know,
move.
yeah. So you know what I think that is? I think that's a little bit of miscommunication between
Yeah.
the 32 and 04. So I'm guessing the 04 called out he was going to stay high.
Mm-hmm.
Then all of a sudden he changes direction and goes
Yeah.
middle, and then Seth goes middle, and then Seth corrects and goes high, and then the 04 goes high.
Well, the
So
good.
that,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah,
Finish thought.
yeah, so that's just you hate to see it,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, you want to see everybody finish together. But we're back under yellow, and I think Dude Conrad, was he the recipient of the lucky
I
dog
think
there?
he was. Yep. Yeah, no harm, no foul for the 32 at least, but that was definitely a weird communication there. Obviously, we can't hear the driver comms, understand what was going on there, but no harm, no foul. Looks like Seth's back up into 10th after pitting there from Patrick on back, so from 4th on back, pretty much everybody pitting there. To get a couple getting tires. Actually, Steve Krosick and Kevin Freese are getting tires. So is Bud Steele, but pretty much everybody else is getting fuel only or maybe right side tires. But with that, our 4th caution of the night, we are going to have our next commercial break, and we'll bring back Whiplash Sim Cams for the wonderful camera angles that they have had for us this season. And then there were 10 laps to go. We saw the first third had plenty of calamity and chaos. The middle third quieted down quite a bit, and we even had our first green flag pit cycle. And then some chaos with some miscommunication between the 04 and the 32 brings out the 4th caution of the night here with 10 laps to go. Remember that urgency that you saw there, Matt, in the
Yep.
first 30 laps? Get ready, because it's coming back.
Oh, great.
So we will restart with 10 to go here. It'll be 9 across the stripe. And what's going through your mind here as a driver right now, Matt?
Oh, man. What would I do? There's 2 things. One, are these guys going to wreck again? And do you want to stay clear of it? And hopefully take all the track position and then make it take it away? Or do you want to be aggressive and make a charge toward the front? It's your call. I know what I would do. I'll
Yeah.
probably chicken out.
I mean, it's 10 to go. If you don't go, you might be sitting with a 20th place finish wondering, oh man, what would have happened if I actually got on the wheel? So, I mean, there's not a lot of time left for you to get up through this pack. And
That's true.
I think now is the time to go. I mean, you're going to have 9 laps to settle it. Obviously, Dale Earnhardt only needed like 2, but you're going to need a few more than that here at Talladega to get from, especially if you're 15th on back. Like, you need some urgency to get up to the front of this one. So we'll wait and see, though, as Vicente Guerrero is going to lead us to the restart here. Brandon Briggs on the outside with the 54, pushing good momentum in the outside lane, lined up there 10's going to get to the bumper of the 14 on the inside, and we are side by side as we get up to speed here with less than 10 to go.
Actually, took Dale 8 laps to get up there from 21st position. Talladega.
I thought it was like 2 or 3, but
That was 8.
yeah. Anyway, Brandon Briggs is going to jump down to the bottom. He's going to cover the 14 of Vicente Carrero. It's going to be the 54 and the 27 and the 41, the 32 in the outside lane. It's the 81, the 14, the 10, and the 21 in the inside, as the 32 is going to jump to the high side with the 55 of Dean Wilkinson. Good recovery for Dean there after that penalty that he had on pit road. And they are going to try to make their way up to the front. Third lane forming here, 8 laps to go.
Yeah, I really don't blame Dean, but after that small mistake, and now he was given a reward as for trying to get back toward the front, and it looks like that third lane is kind of dwindling out.
Not enough momentum there in the outside lane, but the middle two, or the middle and the bottom, are staying strong. Brandon Briggs with a good shot at the moment, pushed by the 14 of Vicente. It's still the 54 and the 27 in the outside lane. We'll see if anybody else can jump to the high side to try to make that third lane work, but not enough momentum that you see there for the 32. As the 27 is going to go 3 wide in the front, and he's going to push Patrick out.
What a move by Steven Krosick there. That was a good move. Wow.
Yeah, good move for him for sure. He's proven that's why he's won a few of these. He's won 2 already in the Thursday night series, so it's no surprise that he's making those kinds of moves late in races like this to try and get up to the front and try and get a win. He's got the 41 and the 54 behind him now in the outside lane.
Yeah, he left Patrick left the door open and Steven just took it.
And Steven's going to jump down ahead of Brandon Briggs, and he's going to cover the bottom lane now.
Yeah, you got to be on your guard when you're up against Steven and Gabe and Kevin. They'll take any advantage. You leave a door open, they're going to take it.
6 laps to go. Jeremy Osborne leads them at the stripe. Steve Krosick inside lane. 81 Brandon Briggs pushing. The 41 has the help from Patrick Hoover in the 54. As the 27 is going to try and come up to the top and cover the outside lane and gets them all sorts of squirrely there. The 41 all over the back bumper. 54 is pushing the 41, is pushing the 27. And typically that doesn't work too well, but they make it work through the backstretch as they head on off into turn number 3. Trying to do what they can to control this race.
Yeah, it's all nerves, man. It's all nerves, and I know it's been a long time since I've seen. I have to check on record to see if he's actually won a race in Area 51.
Jacob Lee jumps to the high side ahead of Seth Groover, and they're going to have 3 trucks, almost 4 now in the outside lane, and a bit of more of momentum. Good head of steam coming as the 27 drops back down to the bottom to cover Brandon Briggs.
4 wide. We are
Yep.
officially 4 wide.
Oh, they're bouncing
4
and
wide.
sliding. The 1
Yep.
and the 32 are going to clear out the back half of the field. The 6 involved, the 21 involved. 5th caution.
Oh boy. Are we gonna head to overtime here?
We may.
Wow.
All right, we'll get back to what happened there. As you can see, it happened further on back in the field. The 1 is already a bit sideways there. We saw the 4 wide action. We'll take a quick rewind here. We'll head to it. You can see it kind of unfolding there. So the 21 and the 32, 53 and the 25 are doing okay 4 wide there. It's tight, but there's a little bit of space in the 21. The 53 are kind of coming up, squeezing Seth just a little bit. And then the 32 gets into the 1.
Ouch.
He's going to get into Mike Rimkus in the bottom. Looks like Mike's going to be okay, but the 32 is going to get a big hit. The 21 gets a big hit. The 55, plenty of damage. The 411 of Tom Dixon may have actually come out okay in that. And then you see Bud Steele slide on the inside, and then Jacob Lee is still kind of sliding. I think at some point he's going to make more contact as he tries to get woed up here. Yep, he's going to make contact with Frank Ranger Jr. there, and then Bud Steele again. So that is a lot of contact for them, unfortunately. And yeah, that'll be the 5th caution of the night. We'll jump back live. I don't think anybody is really going to be grabbing pit stops, but we'll wait and see before we throw our commercial break. And not a lot of takers other than those who are trying to repair some damage. So, as mentioned, we will take that break here, and we'll be right back and hear from our friends at 4dracewear.com.
4D Racewear, makers of the ultimate sim racing shoes and custom apparel designed for sim racing by sim racers. 4D racing shoes are engineered to connect racers to the pedals in a way no other racing shoe can, all the while giving you the comfort needed to complete those double and triple stints. Visit 4dracewear.com and check out the latest sim racing products that let you connect to your sim.
We made it through all of the commercials that we have here on the broadcast this season. Obviously, you've heard the Sensi commercials, and you've heard the Whiplash SimCams commercials, and now we finally got to plug our friends at 4dracewear.com. You saw the code on the screen, Area 5115. That's Area 5115 for a 15% off discount at 4dracewear.com, and that is good for all of their sim racing apparel. Gloves and shoes and all sorts of cool stuff. So go check our friends at 4dracewear.com. And obviously you saw the commercials for Sensi as well. There's QR codes in those commercials. Obviously you can go back and pause the video if you want to check out that. That's linked directly to Caitlin Decker's account there at Sensi. So helps her, helps us, and we appreciate Sensi sponsoring the broadcast for this season. So make sure to check out all of our wonderful sponsors and support them as they support us here at Green White Checker TV and Area 51. Speaking of Green White Checkers, I think we're going to have an attempt here. Caution came out with 5 to go, and it looks like we are going to go lights off, and it will be a Green White Checkered situation here for the restart. So Steve Karosik, Jeremy Osborne, Brandon Briggs, Patrick Groover, and Vicente Guerrero in the top 5. Corey Buskirk also climbing his way back up through the field, sits in 6th. A good recovery for him so far. Jason Bogart, Kevin Freese, Kawabe Brooks, and Mike Rimkus in the top 10. Dude Conrad got his lap back earlier on, and he is back up in the mix. Tom Dixon is here as well. Jim Brooks 13th, Nick Wing 14th, Dean Wilkinson after the pit road speeding penalty is in 15th. Everybody on back has some form of damage and has spent a lot of time on pit road trying to repair that. It looks like Frank Ranger Jr. and William Lake might both be trying to get a tow back to pit lane and or spending extended amounts of time in the pits trying to repair their cars. So everybody on back is pretty much out of it. There's a couple that are still on the track, but that is going to do it for their night. So it's going to be this top 19 on the lead lap who are going to have a shot at it, and it is going to be 2 laps to settle it here on Green White Checker TV, Matt.
Yeah, so, man, Green White Checker. I think this is the first time I had one. Actually, it's been a while.
Yeah, I think it has been a while.
Because I mean, most of these races we've actually had here have actually been relatively caution-free, but that's not the case tonight. Oh, I'm hearing everybody talking in the chat. So anyway, yeah, no, I'm hearing them all. So basically, Green White Checker situation. If the caution comes out, well, before the white flag, we're going to do it all over again 3 more times. Here we go. Steven Krosick leads him down to the green.
Yep, the long tri-oval here at Talladega Superspeedway. Steve Krosick up through the gears in that Chevy Silverado. He's got the help of the 81 of Brandon Briggs. A little bit of a slow start to the outside lane. The 41 of Jeremy Osborne and the 54 and the 27 is going to jump to the high side to cover their momentum now. He's going to try and control this race from there. Brandon Briggs is going to try and get to his inside, along with the help of Vicente Guerrero. 2 laps to go. Green-white checkered situation here. They're going to come down the backstretch. A couple drivers trying to form that third line. First car is going to be the 25 of Kevin Freese. He's now to the outside of Corey Buskirk. He doesn't have much help, but he's trying to make something happen there. Steve Krosick still continuing to lead the middle lane now as the 54 jumps up to help the 25. 81 clear to the lead at the moment. The 14 side by side with the 27, and they are 3 wide. We're going to get the white flag this time by.
I've been trying to stay quiet, and hopefully that I don't jinx it with the commentators, Chris. Here we go. White flag.
They will race all the way back to the line. You see a little bit of sideways action. There's the 41's going to get turned. The 54 and the 998 are going to be able to hold on to it, but it's Brandon Briggs at the moment. He's got the push from Vicente Guerrero, Jason Bogart, Steve Krosick, Patrick Gruber, Corey Buskirk, and I think Kevin Freese too far back now, so it's going to be this top 5 that have an opportunity. The 81 has the push from the 14. Will anybody jump to the outside? Is the 10 going to make a move here? Is the Steve Krosick 27 machine going to make a move to the outside? The 10 goes. He doesn't. He fakes it. The 27 is trying to go, and he's going to get his way to the outside of the 10. It is going to be side by side further on back.
I think the 14 is going to stay with the 81. He's going to come home a winner.
The 54 is going to beat and bang, and he's going to get spun through the inside, and it's going to be the 14 all over the back bumper of the 81, right, giving him the help. It's going to be Brandon Briggs bringing home the win tonight.
Yeah, if I know how selflessness the 14 is, he helped me push to my win. Good on him. I love seeing some of these other underdogs win. That is win number 2 for Brandon Briggs. Actually, I pushed Brandon to his first one. Good on him, man. Good on him.
Big win here tonight for the 81 of Brandon Briggs. Vicente Guerrero having an up and down night. He's going to come home second for finishing the top 2 twice already this season, but he's going to finish second here tonight. Jason Bogart coming home in the 3rd position there. Steve Krosick just didn't have enough to make some momentum. Didn't really have any time either, so most of the field coming down and pretty much junking themselves on the backstretch, but the 81 is going to prevail, and the 41 is going to do a little bit of burnout with them together. 1-2 for those guys, as well as Jason Bogart. We're all going to have a podium burnout session here, it looks like. Alright, so we'll bring up the rest of those race results for you there. You see the 81 and the 14 celebrating in the background, as well as the 10. So it is Brandon Briggs, unofficially / officially, coming home with the win tonight. He is going to be 0.067 seconds ahead of Vicente Guerrero and Jason Bogart, finishing out those podium placings. Steve Krosick there, a good run. He's going to come home in the top 5, and Corey Buskirk, a really, really great rebound for him, as he's going to come home in P5. Kevin Freese there comes home in the 6th position. Dean Wilkinson also a good recovery after the pit road speeding issues, and a 7th there for him. Seth Groover there solidly in the top 10 in 8th there tonight for that number 32. Ambrose Kniebel having a good night as well, coming home 9th, and Patrick Groover, so both Groover brothers in the top 10 for tonight. Nick Wing, first car outside of the top 10. Tom Dixon had a little bit of an up and down night, but a little bit of recovery for him, unfortunately involved in the incident on the backstretch there on the final lap, as well as pretty much everyone on back. But Bud Steele's going to grab the 13th position tonight. Jacob Lee was having a really good night up at the front, and was just kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time a couple times, but him and Jeremy Osborne as well. But they top 15 there for both Jacob Lee and Jeremy Osborne. And we've got Jim Brooks and Kawabe Brooks finishing back-to-back in 16th and 17th there. We saw Mike Rimkus involved in a couple incidents, none of his own doing there as well. So he's going to come home in the 18th position tonight. Going through the second page, we've got Dude Conrad there. He just got his lap back late. And unfortunately not able to capitalize on that. He is going to come home the last car on the lead lap. Frank Ranger Jr. there of Blind Squirrel Racing, he's going to be the first car one lap down, and pretty much everybody else is just the tale of attrition that we had for tonight. So bummer for Jack Walls and William Lake. Obviously Gabe Butler involved in a couple incidents. Eric Laurie, Rick Sanchez, Ryan Decker, all those guys. Hoping to have better nights, unfortunately, but it is what it is sometimes with Super Speedway Racing, and Ryan Decker and Bob Fitzgerald are going to finish rounding out the field, obviously. Matt's up here in the booth, so not in the car tonight, and that'll do it for the finishing order. I believe with that, I think it's time to bring up a few of our interviewees here, Matt.
I got him.
Awesome. All right, well, with that, we'll bring in the 10 of Jason Bogart. Definitely a up and down race. I mean, we saw a lot of chaos and calamity early on, and then we saw some good racing in the middle, some green flag pit cycles, and then a couple crazy cautions at the end. But Jason, from your perspective, what brought you to this third place finish here tonight?
I mean, hey, man, I'm finally in the booth. That's all I can say. I just try to stay out of trouble, man. That's all I really try to do. Vicente said, keep it on me. Keep it on me. And I just kept it on him, you know. That's, shout out to Vicente and Brandon. That was fun.
Yeah, so that's, that's a team 1, 2, 3 finish then there for you guys tonight, is that?
No, I run with
oh, okay.
Jacob Lee, 21 car, usually.
Gotcha, yeah. Well, yeah, definitely some good teamwork there working at the end there. We saw the 81 and the 14, but still, I mean, a solid finish for you there in the 10. I honestly don't even remember at this point if you were, I think you actually kept your nose pretty clean most of the night. I don't think you were involved in any of the big issues, were you?
No, I was just involved in there was a little checkup on the mid-back stretch at one point, and I tapped my brakes and got a little loose. I don't know if it made it on the broadcast or not, but it was no big deal once that next caution came out, so we got back up there, racked them up.
Yeah, that definitely obviously makes it easier. Not, there's definitely ways to come back from chaos, but it definitely makes it easier when you can try to avoid the chaos altogether. So that's definitely a good opportunity there for you tonight. And
oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like, were you guys kind of expecting the intensity to be that ramped up that early on, or did that kind of come out of nowhere for you guys?
I mean, once we got rid of bonus points, especially for we don't give bonus points for incident-free races anymore. So I just, obviously that's gonna make the races a little more crazy from the get-go. And nobody's afraid to show what they got now, because you're not going to get punished for it. So it's cool. It's fun.
Yeah, it was cool to see the intensity ramp up so quickly. Definitely saw some calamity and thought it would calm down a little sooner than it did, but obviously still got to see some good racing, especially in the middle there. But yeah, any final thoughts on that podium place tonight for you?
Hey, it's about time, man. That's all I can say. I want to shout out my grandma and my grandpa. They watch every week. My dad watches every week. My mom watches every week. So this is for you guys. I made it. I'm here.
Yeah.
Next one's a win, hopefully, right?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, hopefully, definitely a good opportunity for you tonight to come home in the podium placings in the top 3 there for you, Jason.
Yep.
Rolled that red carpet. If there's any other thanks or shout-outs you'd like to give for that third place finish.
Area 51 for putting on great races. Whiplash Sim Cams, 40 Racewear. Of course, iRacing for giving us this great platform to race on.
Definitely. Well, thank you, Jason, and congratulations, and hope to talk to you again very soon, buddy.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Boomer.
Yep. Alrighty, so we will jump up to the 14 of Vicente Guerrero as we'll pull him in for interview here. And definitely a bit of an up and down night for you tonight, Vicente. Obviously, we saw you have a little bit of an issue there with the 998, but able to get that, with all the cautions that we had, able to get that lucky dog, get back up there, and kind of, for the most part, not look back. You were pretty much back up in the mix pretty quickly, and thankfully there at the end, and pretty committed to Brandon Briggs there, but coming home second for yourself tonight. Take us through what it looked like from your vantage point in the driver's seat.
Yeah, Boomer. Yeah, I wanted to apologize to Corey. Sorry for getting, cutting his nose down and getting him involved in that, misjudgment there. Glad that he finished with top 5. And yeah, after that, I had to use my fast repair and just work myself up to the front. And then just find some people to work with. And Brandon was up in front at the end there, and I just chose to push him. I managed my temps. As long as that last green white checker, long as that we were able to. When Steve jumped up, I go, that was my time to push and shove really hard. And I asked for help from Jason too, and he came through and he started pushing, and we maintained that bottom and just managed the temps a little bit to that last checker flag. And then I don't know what happened up there. I think they got tangled up on the second and third lane and broke up, and then we were just connected right there at the end.
Yeah, definitely further on back we saw some chaos, but you guys were pretty much locked nose to tail there on that final lap, and that seemed like it made a big difference for you. But so I kind of have a two-part question for you here. I know obviously we saw the issue with Corey there, and definitely obviously appreciate shouting out to him to say sorry there, but it obviously looked like a bit of a racing deal. But so two things: were you expecting to see these many cautions early on in this race with the way that intensity ramped up so quickly? And also on the flip side of that, were you surprised that your incident did not cause a caution?
I was surprised that my incident didn't cause a caution. When I seen it was just Corey and I knew there weren't probably throw a caution for 2 cars down on the apron. So that at that time I just had to take that fast repair real quick and get back on the track. As far as the cautions, yeah, it threw me off because at the end, because usually this league here will go green flag, from start to finish. So I was kind of worried, and I was glad when that caution came out and I was able to catch up to the pack and get the lucky dog. But yeah, that was kind of weird. Usually they'll run, start to finish green.
Yeah, definitely seen some good races here through the years at Area 51, but definitely turned into some good green flag pit cycles in the middle there. And from the broadcast booth, it was exciting to call pretty much throughout. But so after you took your fast repair, were you? It seemed like you were battling pretty good to get back up to the front and try to control the race. Almost immediately. Was that kind of your game plan? Was to not throw caution in the wind with without having that fast repair and just trying to get back up to to control that race again, assuming like you said that it would go green the rest of the way.
Yeah, I kind of just hang back and just felt the waters. When I took my wave around and I got back to the lead pack, I kind of just took my time, and then it looked like everybody was handling it pretty good. So I just started moving up front, just make sure there's a buffer zone in front of me if I needed one. And there was a caution, there was a wreck, and I got a little bit of damage, so I didn't know how bad it was, but I repaired it off. I think it was like 40 seconds or something like that. So I did have a damaged car there at the end, but it was fully repaired. Um, so it was kind of weird. I was towards the end of that run. You could feel it, like the start, you green flag, you know, um, pits. That was good because I was getting closer. I started working myself up. I think one pit stop, I didn't get out. I got out like in 4th place behind. I think it was Kevin, Steve, and I forget who else was up front. But anyways, I thought we were gonna break away, but we didn't break away, and there was a late caution there, and that's brought the whole field back. And I kind of was glad because I needed some people up here because I think I was outnumbered with the people that were up front. So I'm kind of glad that, found Brandon and Jason up here, and I was actually hoping that Corey would make itself up here too because I just wanted to, just maybe pay give him back the favor and maybe push him to the win because I already had that in my mind. If he was up here up front.
Yeah, definitely. That commitment made a big difference towards the end. Might have been honestly what helped keep you in second place as well there versus trying to get greedy going for more. But a good recovery for you there, and enjoyed seeing you come back up through the field. And want to roll out that red carpet now for any thanks or shoutouts you'd like to give for that second place finish tonight, Vicente. Two top twos, right? Are so far this season and Sunday nights.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
But I wanna thank you, Boomer, for broadcasting. I can't wait to watch this one back. I want to thank Area 51 for putting on this league here, and all the fellow racers that participate in this league. I like the aggressiveness, but they were caution there, just cautious about what they're doing. But I like that. I like the people in here. It was fun racing. I want to thank everybody here.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it, Vicente, and good luck, and hope to talk to you again soon.
Thanks, Boomer.
All right. Take care, Vince.
See you, Matt.
Yep.
Alrighty, we have race winner Brandon Briggs to bring up now, and we will do
Got
that.
him.
So, yep. Brandon Briggs in the number 81. Beautiful looking Haviline machine there in that Chevy Silverado. I've been told this is your second win here in Area 51. How does it feel?
Oh man, this one was this one felt good. Man, before we get into this, how was anybody not entertained tonight? That was some fun racing. That was wild, and it was hang on, and it was a blast.
Well, it was quite scary from what I was looking at, from as a spectator standpoint. But you managed to get through all the wrecks there. There's been a couple of guys, some of the top contenders did have a lot of troubles, and that really kind of played hands into you, and you put yourself in position to win the race.
Yeah, I think it was that second caution that happened on the front stretch. I was right there. Slammed into somebody. I think I only had about 14 seconds of repair. Thankfully, I didn't have to use my fast repair and still got out. And had my fast repair at the end, shockingly. Normally, I ride in the back of every single race because, expecting a wreck at the end, so I got a fast repair to save. But here recently, I just been running up there as hard as I can and haven't had to use them. So this one was fun. I hope they're all like this.
Yeah, you mentioned a lot of fun for us, to cover as far as action. Definitely no lack of action there whatsoever through pretty much most of the race. But were you expecting that to have some of that calamity, or were you kind of expecting after the first caution for people to settle down for a little bit? What were you thinking there?
No, I think Talladega, another guy that just joined actually Area 51 on the Thursday racing. I was telling him, this Thursday I feel like everything's a little bit more chill, and then if you run the trucks on Sunday, it's a lot more aggressive, but a lot, in my eyes, a lot funner. And then Talladega, it's really, I mean, iRacing Speedway, it's got so many tricks to it when you're driving it that, how many runs can you get or what can you do because of the bumps and everything. And then Daytona is so jam packed. So between this and Atlanta, this is the only one where, a guy like me in the back, if you push hard, and guys are racing like this 3 wide, you got a chance. So I think I was thinking, the whole race, like, hey, these guys are going to be aggressive because like next week, I think is iRacing. If you're in the back, and pitting is so difficult there. It's one of the hardest places I think in iRacing to pit at, especially under green, and then getting back up to power and staying with the guys like Kevin and Gabe that, man, they just dominate pit road. Like if you can run as good as you can, not getting any wrecks. But if you can't get on in and off pit road, you can't beat those guys. So I think I was just thinking, Talladega is going to be, it's exciting. Don't hold nothing back, and it didn't disappoint tonight.
Absolutely, Brandon. Yeah, that was a lot of fun, and we really enjoyed. Love to hear your enthusiasm for some of the chaos, because we had a lot of fun covering it tonight. But yeah, definitely, it seemed like you had some good help from the 14 there and stayed committed once the 27 moved up. It seemed like you guys were pretty much locked nose to tail, and it's going to take quite a bit to root you guys off the bottom and make anything else happen. But you guys kind of locked together and brought home the win. It looked like.
Yeah, it was awesome, and I couldn't believe when he jumped to the high side. I don't know if you guys watch dirt racing, but they just had a big race just the other week. High Limit did, and Tyler Courtney did the same thing. He went to the high side, and the bottom was going, and I couldn't believe he gave up the bottom. I was like in so much shock, and then I seen Vicente behind me, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like this is like a gift wrap present here.
Yeah.
So I can't thank Vicente enough. Really, he won. He could have passed me. And them guys could have drove right by me. He said he came over the radio and he's like, I'm gonna push you. When I first joined this league, I told him this when we was celebrating there at the end. When I first joined, I watched these guys go back and watch the broadcasts because you guys bring such great coverage. You know, I could go back and watch those guys and see what they did to get better. Because I'm just a single guy, you know, no team, nothing. And I could watch Vicente and Gabe, and when he decided to stay behind me, I'm like, I'm a blessed man tonight. Like I don't think nothing, I don't think nothing's beat me. So huge thanks to Vicente. It feels good, you know, when those guys decide to push you instead of pass you. You know, I feel like I've kind of earned a little bit of everybody's respect, and it's a good win tonight. Thanks again, Vicente.
Yeah, good win indeed, and want to give you a chance now to roll out that red carpet. Obviously, the shoutouts to Vicente, but if there's anybody else you'd like to say thanks to for that second win in Area 51 here tonight.
All the people that sponsor this and go into this, I know a lot of people spend a lot of time. Everybody just thinks, you know, you get on iRacing and you join a session and you go race. It's not that. A lot of stuff goes into this, and I can't thank, you know, you guys in the booth and Jim and everybody that works. You know, we only get 2 weeks off, and to put a whole new schedule and everything together, and sponsorship and everything like that. So thanks to all you guys. That we could just be racing ranked races and getting crashed out every week, but thank you to you guys.
Absolutely, Brandon. Appreciate that, and want to wish you again congratulations for that win tonight, and hope to talk to you again soon, buddy.
Alrighty, thanks you guys. Matt, man, you need to get in the races. Come on. I do good. I do good when you race. So you need to get out.
Hey, man, I pushed you to your first one.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was Atlanta.
No, that was at iRacing Superspeedway. Was it?
Was it?
At Atlanta?
No, it was Atlanta.
It was Atlanta. Okay.
The last time I won, so knock on wood here, the last time I won was at the beginning of a season, and 4 days later my house burned down.
Oh,
So
come on, no bad juju. No bad juju.
No, so hopefully I can enjoy this one. I didn't get to enjoy it. I won the first race and then didn't get to race again the whole season. So hopefully I can be in the playoffs this time, you know, try to win something.
Well, glad to hear that you're
me,
back. Yeah.
Wins are good medicine there, brother. It makes all the pain go away.
Hey, speaking of wins, good job to you dominating your 500. That don't go unnoticed either.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
All right, thanks guys. Have a good one.
Yep, you too, Brandon. Alrighty, Matt. Definitely a lot of fun that we saw tonight, and yeah, definitely a crazy finish to a crazy race, and yeah, it doesn't surprise me that it finished the way it did after the way it started, but
yeah,
was maybe a little surprised that we had some calm in the middle.
I'm surprised we actually had that many cautions. Usually, Brandon's right. I was listening to him talk, and we don't usually have that many cautions. And Vince said that too. And I'm sitting here thinking, okay, this is quite weird. Everybody's getting a little bit more aggressive than we're come accustomed to, and well, everybody hang loose, and only one emerged victorious. And Brandon's speech was spot on. I loved every bit of it. Shout out to you, buddy. That just made my night too.
Yeah, definitely a good win for him. As you mentioned, obviously not little guy, but it's nice to see some names not typically on the in the win column get there, and good for Brandon. Definitely excited to see him get that win at Talladega, and it'll be fun. I know he actually mentioned we'll be going to iRacing Superspeedway. We're actually going to be going to Atlanta Motor Speedway next week, so that'll be in 1 week's time. We'll be at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and then we'll take a week off, and then we'll be back in time for iRacing Superspeedway on June 23rd. So it'll actually be 3 weeks before we get to iRacing Superspeedway, with a week off in the middle, and then Atlanta next week on the 9th of June there. So, yeah, definitely a good race. I mean, we saw some chaos at the beginning. Was expecting it to maybe quiet down, but it didn't for quite a few laps, and then we finally got to the green flag pit cycles in the middle, and another caution towards the end there that brought it all back up, and a very exciting finish. Obviously, when you get to the point where it's a green-white checkered, you almost expect, if they do get to the white flag, you still expect that something's going to happen, and not every car is going to make it all the way back. But nonetheless, it was a good race. You saw the commitment there from the 81, the 14, and the 10, and that sportsmanship from them. Maybe not necessarily teammates, but just guys working together, and I mean, that right there earned them that podium spot, and really enjoyed watching that tonight. So, but for myself, for Boomer Logan, for our friend Gael Brooks filling his seat tonight, we'll hope to see you back next week. But I know he took a week off. He's done a lot of sim racing lately, and I know you have too, Matt, obviously with the big Indy 500 win in this past week. But
Thank you.
yeah, for myself, for Boomer Logan, for my friend Matt Wagner, and for Gael, enjoy the night off, buddy. And we'll be back. We'll be back on Tuesday for the IndyCar series, and we'll be back again on Thursday for the Xfinity Car series as well. So make sure you're tuning in Tuesdays, Sundays, and Thursdays to all the action here at Area 51. But have a good night. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon.